Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. The title of our today's video is How to Create GetResponse Contacts on FlexiFunnels Form Submission. So the objective of our today's video is that as soon as a new form is submitted in FlexiFunnels, automatically a contact should be created in GetResponse too. For this, we are going to create a connection between FlexiFunnels and GetResponse. To create this connection without knowing any coding or programming language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So in Pabbly, we have the concept of trigger in action. For trigger, we are going to use FlexiFunnels, and for action, we are using GetResponse. So if you also wish to learn this process step by step, follow me through the screen.
Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video we are going to learn how to create a GetResponse contact from FlexiFunnel form submission. For this, we are going to create a connection between FlexiFunnels and GetResponse. To create this connection, I have opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. You can also open it. It is very easy. So as soon as you'll open the landing page of Pabbly, you will get two options. One is sign up for free and the another one is sign in. So if you are a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you'll get 100 of tasks free every month. But I am an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in. And now it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting two applications, which is FlexiFunnels and GetResponse. So I'm going to click on Access Now. And now it is opening my dashboard. And to start with the automation, I'm going to click on this button right over here, which says Create Workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So I want to save the workflow in this folder which says Automations, and I want to name my workflow as Create GetResponse Contacts on FlexiFunnels Form Submission. And now we are going to click on Create. And now it is opening the most important window of our automation, that is our workflow window. This is the most important window because we have trigger in action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. By this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So now I'm going to select my trigger application, which is FlexiFunnels, because I want that as soon as a new form is submitted in FlexiFunnels, automatically my workflow should be triggered. So I'm going to search for FlexiFunnels and select it. And now for the trigger event, I am going to select new form submission. And as you can see that it is giving me a webhook URL. So we are going to use this URL to create a connection between our FlexiFunnel account and our Pabbly's workflow. So I'm going to copy this URL, go to my FlexiFunnels account, and as you can see that this is my dashboard. Over here I'm going to go on project settings. And over here you can see the pages that I have created. I'm using PC integrations right over here. I'm going to open this and click on edit page. And as you can see that this is the page I have created and I am going to create the automation for this page only. So I'm going to click on the element right over here and then we are going on settings. And again we are going on this settings right over here and then we are going on connect here. And now we are going to open webhook. Over here you can see the webhook name and webhook URL. So I'm going to give the webhook a name which is test and the URL we copied from our workflow. So after pasting this URL, I'm going to click on save. And yes, you can see successfully webhook saved. And then we are going to again click on save right over here. Again, you can see successfully saved. And now we are going to click on publish. And now we are going to click on actions right over here. And then published URL. And over here, I'm going to do a test submission so that Pabbly can capture the response. So for the first name, I'm going to enter it as demo, last name as user, email ID as dummy@pabblytudes.com, and a dummy phone number, which is this. So after entering all these details, I'm going to click on submit. And yes, you can see your data successfully saved. This means that FlexiFunnels has sent our data to our workflow. So we are going to open our workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the response or not. And yes, you can see that Pabbly has also captured the response. Here's the phone number that we entered, the first name, the last name, and also the email address. With this, our trigger step is successful and now we are moving on to our action step. So for our action application, we are going to select GetResponse because I want that as soon as a new form is submitted in FlexiFunnels, automatically a contact should be created in GetResponse too. So I'm going to search for GetResponse and select it. And now for the action event, I'm going to select Create Contact. And then we are going to click on Connect. And as you can see that it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your GetResponse account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to click on add a new connection and then it will ask you for an API key. So we are going to read the notes and it is saying enter your API key. You can find your API key from here. So we are going to click on this hyperlink right over here. And as you can see that I've created a lot of keys, but I'm going to create a new key right now. I'm going to click on generate API key. And over here you can see name your API key. So I'm going to name it as dummy key. And then we are going to click on generate. And yes, you can see here is my API key. So I'm going to copy this key. And now we are going to paste this key in our workflow. And then we are going to click on save. And yes, you can see connected right over here. It was so easy. So all of my connections were very easy because I have already logged in my GetResponse account or be it FlexiFunnels account before starting with the automation. So it is always advised to log in your application before starting with the automation. And now it is asking me the campaign name. So for that, I'm going to keep it as FlexiFunnels. And then we are going to map the name and email. So mapping is a method by Pabbly, which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step, where we selected FlexiFunnels as our trigger application. So we are going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. So I'm going to open my response and then I'm going to search for name right over here. And over here you can see the first name and the last name. So we are going to map both of this. So first I'm going to select the first name, put a space and then last name. And now we are going to do same for the email. I'm going to search for email and we are going to map the email. After doing this, I'm going to move on forward and now it is asking me for some of the details which are not the required. So I'm going to leave these details. We'll only fill in the required details. For the tag ID, I'm keeping it as FlexiFunnels only. And again, it is asking me for some details. So I don't wish to add these details in my GetResponse. I'll directly move on to the phone. So I'm going to map the phone too. I'll search for phone and select it. After mapping all the required and the details I wished to, now I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request. If you wish, you can fill in the rest of the details too. And you can see that we have received a positive response. This means that our contact has been created in GetResponse. So I'm going to open my GetResponse and we'll check that if the contact has been created or not. And yes, you can see dummy@pabblytudes.com in FlexiFunnels demo user has been created in our GetResponse too. This means that our workflow is successful, but I'll just test the workflow once again and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So we are going to open our form. So I'm going to fill this form again because I want to check that as soon as a form is submitted, a contact is created in GetResponse or not. So for the first name, I'm going to keep it as test, last name as user only, email as test@pabblytudes.com and the phone number as this. So after entering all the details, I'm going to click on submit. And yes, you can see your data successfully saved. This means that FlexiFunnel has sent our data to our workflow, Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow, and further created a contact in GetResponse too. So we'll directly open our GetResponse and check that if the contact has been created or not. This time we are not going back to our workflow and clicking on Save and Send Test Request. We'll directly open our GetResponse. We'll refresh the contacts page. And yes, you can see test@pabblytudes.com in the same FlexiFunnels list with the name test user has been created in our GetResponse too. This means that our workflow is successful. So I'll just summarize the workflow for you once. So for our trigger application, we selected FlexiFunnels. For our trigger event, we selected new form submission. Pabbly gave us a webhook URL, so we used this URL to create a connection between our FlexiFunnels account and our workflow. After that, we did a test submission. Pabbly captured the response of our test submission, and then we moved on to our action step. For our action application, we selected GetResponse. For our action event, we selected Create Contact. We connected our GetResponse account with our Pabbly's workflow. We selected the campaign name. map the name, email, and then the phone number. We mapped these details because I wanted these details to turn dynamic and change with every new form submitted. And also because of mapping these details, our workflow was ready to run in real time. And as you can see that I have left some of the field blanks because those were not the required fields and I didn't wish to add these details in my GetResponse too. And over here you can see the 2 contacts created during this video. So if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone the workflow and share the workflow link in the description box. Thank you for watching.
Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.